Hi, it's a beautiful sunny day in England for a change today, so I've decided to come out in the garden and have a go at some super macro photography. I'm going to show you exactly what I use to do it, so you can have a go yourself. Right, first of all, I've just got a standard kit lens 18 to 55 here. What you need to do, have your lens mounted to the camera in the usual way, select manual mode, and then dial in the aperture you wish to use, and also dial in quite a long shutter speed. The aperture will only adjust as the shutter opens to take the photo. So if you dial in, say, a shutter speed of 2 seconds, something like that, press the shutter, and then as soon as the shutter opens, remove your lens without turning off the camera. Now that's the only way I can get the aperture to lock into place on standard electronic kit lenses. Alternative to that, you can buy some fairly cheap manual lenses off eBay. This allows you to adjust the aperture without the need of the electronic contacts. You just literally turn the dial and it will adjust the aperture for you. So that is another solution, because you don't have to use Canon lenses if you have a Canon camera. So all you need to do is get a ring mount. This costs about £4.50 off eBay, and you literally find the one that fits your size lens. This is a 58mm lens, so this is a 58mm reverse ring adapter that literally screws onto the front of your lens, and then once that's screwed on, all you need to do is attach it to your camera, and then your lens is mounted backwards. That gives you the magnification for the super macro. As I say, you no longer now have autofocus or image stabilization, any of the creature comforts you usually get. For this, you're going to need to use manual mode. If you in fact use AV mode, it will select a shutter speed according to the exposure. However, you do want to use the highest shutter speed you can, so you need to use a high ISO setting, because any slight movement when you're shooting super macro results in blurred photo. The reason that you need to set the aperture so small is also because you get a very small depth of field. Slightest movement backwards and forwards will throw your photo out of focus. So a problem is windy days if you're taking pictures outside. Slightest bit of movement on a flower or any of your subjects that might move, like a bug or whatever, will cause your photo to be out of focus as well. So it's essential that you've got a steady hand and a nice fast shutter speed. The wider you set your lens, i.e. 18mm, the closer in you will get to your subject, the highest magnification. But the downside of that is the depth of field is reduced dramatically. So start off around 35mm, reduce it as you get more confident and used to the way that you have to handle the camera when shooting this close. So there's a spider's web over there with a nice little spider on, so I'm going to try and get some video footage and some photos of the spider, so we see what we can do. Right, so spider's still here. As you can see in the web, don't know whether this little camera will focus on him. He's tiny. Here's my thumb next to it. So we're going to try and see what the best super macro photos we can get of him today. It's beautiful and sunny, so we've got plenty of light, so hopefully we're going to get some good shots. But as you can see, it is breezy. Spider's moving backwards and forwards in his web, so that's where the challenge will become the biggest in getting a photo that's going to remain in focus, but we'll give it a go. Right, so first of all I've decided to use manual mode, and I've got the ISO setting as 500 with a shutter speed of 1/800. Let's see what I can get. I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to knock the ISO setting down to 400 and increased the shutter speed to 1/1000 because it was slightly overexposed because of the sky in the background. It's quite bright. For every 100 or so pictures that you take, you're likely to get at least a couple that are worth keeping. It is that difficult to focus correctly, especially handheld, so if you can find a method of mounting your camera onto something like a monopod and still be able to get close to this little guy, then good luck, because as you can see there's a bush here, there's a little wall that you can't see, so it's really difficult to get close and keep a steady hand. So you just have to try and support your body best you can, keep your elbows in, get close and try and press the shutter as you're exhaling. Another good tip is always try and shoot this sort of thing in RAW if you're taking photos, and then you can tweak things afterwards if they weren't quite right, because it is very hard to expose right and maintain the shutter speed that you want. Okay, now I'm going to try and get some video footage. The spider's actually moving around a little bit, so it'll make for some interesting video. Now of course for video you don't need such a high shutter speed, so the ISO we can drop down to 100 for the video. I'm going to rely on the screen for the focusing. It takes a very, very steady hand. Hopefully it'll be well worth it. I hope you found this super macro tutorial useful. Like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll do some more tutorials in the future. Also, if you have a go yourself, video response me. I'd like to see what you have come up with. Thanks for watching.